several of the whistleblowers were women, and they were making really good money. Brown and Root, of course, had the contract. Brown and Root Construction Company out of Houston had the contract to build Comanche Peak. They were also building the South Texas project at the same time. And Brown and Root had no history in nuclear construction. So that was a negative going in. The pressure at first was subtle. One woman who had been a supervisor, and she was an inspector, and she was a young woman from a little town near Glen Rose, and she had never made that kind of money in her life. It was a great job. She was making 11 or 12 bucks an hour, and that, at that time, that was really good money too. But at any rate, she had the job of supervising some of the other workers, and she was also an inspector. So she was looking at the plant through a very critical eye, and she was reporting what she saw, and what she saw was bad. But they would not listen to her, and they discredited her, and they dismissed her calls for rebuilding or repiping and so forth. She contacted us, and immediately she lost her job as supervisor, she lost her job as inspector, and she was put in a small temporary building away from the plant site and given some unimportant paperwork to do. So that was her first, that was the first thing that happened to her. Later on, because she didn't back off, she continued to talk to us. She also continued to find documents to get to us. Later on, she was beaten up badly in her backyard one night. I mean, very badly. She had to be hospitalized. She never knew who did it, but she was very sure that it was Brown and Root thugs who beat her up. No one ever found the people who did it, even though she had a license plate. Her husband got a license plate number and so forth. So that was one of the things that happened. There were others who were beaten.